lesson, we'll talk about the mqsisetdbparms. The primary purpose of this command, as shown here on this screen, is to set the security credentials for specific user ID and passwords for connections to the various types of entities that we connect to, whether they be a CSCS connection, ODBC connections, email connections, FTP, JDBC connections, MQ connections, those type of things. The primary ones that or the only ones you'll see in this particular demo are dealing with MQ and DB2. So in order to work with these, the first thing you do is you bring up the App Connect Enterprise console, and you can bring that up in various different ways. Under Windows, there's an actual command you can bring it up. You can come up in Mac and start the integration console. Those different ways of bringing up. So I'm not going to go into the details for that right now. But the key is we want to work with the console. I've saved a couple commands here in a plain text editor to kind of show you what we're working with. So when we work with the mqsi command, we'll go back to the help. There's a lot of variables that you can set. The first parameter is almost always going to be the integration node that you want to work with, and that will be the integration node or integrations server. That will be followed by the name, the resource name that you're going to deal with, and then followed by the user ID, password credentials, whatever the specifics are for connecting to that. The resource name really refers to the security identity that we've assigned to it in the various nodes that we're working with. So let's take an example that says, if we go into a flow of some sort, take one here, and we want to work with an MQ output node here. The MQ connection has whether it's a local connection, you specify whether it's a local connection, a client connection, that type of thing. And in here you specify the MQ identity. So you would say my mqid. That means that in the command itself, we would include something to say my mqid username and password. So this is going to say for integration node test node with a resource name of, we're going to associate this with MQ, and the resource name is my mqid. We're going to assign the user ID and password. So to see how that works, we copy this onto a clipboard, and it's very simple. There's not much that happens here. You paste it in here. It says command successful, and that's how it's done on this. The same thing happens with DB parameters, with setting it for databases. You would set, again, the given test integration node and then the resource name. Now remember, the resource names are based on the type of resource we're attached to, and then the security identity that we want attached to. So again, we can do the same basic thing. Okay. So we can so now we've done both of those to the integration node, and we can pull up the web interface on these again. We can see that we have MyDB identity there. And that's the DB2 instance that we installed. And that concludes this recording.